coach's box. So he walked back, and I stood there. And he's like 10 feet out of the coach's box. Yep. And I'm just standing there. And I was like, oh my God, deep breath. I don't want to wreck my horse. Well, he and Mike both be going.
Number 23, Carter. Batting fifth for the Birds behind the pleasant good afternoon to you all as we're live on the FT Film and Broadcast YouTube page for Highlands Baseball for the second, call it third day in a row of Bluebird baseball action from Highland Park. Monday was Ryle. Yesterday, the Birds got a win back in that column over the Beechwood Tigers, getting a successful win, 7-1 over the Tigers with Jake Robinson on the mound. And today it's Noah Lahner on the mound for our third straight. Lahner this season has 12 2/3, 3.3 ERA. As the Connor Cougars come to town, this will be the third time these two clubs have met this season. The first was in early April. On the first, it was 5-1. Highlands would win. Then they would meet at Thomas More Stadium, where Highlands would win 8-0. Now the Birds looking for a series sweep. First pitch was well outside. And in honor of the late Bob Euchre, just a bit outside. Here's the 1-0 from Noah Lahner. He's been a strikeout pitcher, 14 in those 12 2/3. Not a lot of hits, however, he does surrender the walk quite often, as he has nearly one per inning. There's the first strike of the at-bat. And folks, I'm also very happy to say we have a fixed scoreboard as well. No longer has the count backwards, as there's a disgusting secondary pitch that is swung on and missed, and it's 2-2. Leadoff today is Brady Bushman. You see early swings. He's going to be aggressive at the plate, and he's also on the mound, their ace, and he's very aggressive with the bat in his hands. He wants to swing early and often. Got very quick hands. Gets to the ball quick, good bat speed. Close, but called ball 4, and Bushman will take a walk. He extends his team lead in that category. That's the 23rd walk he's taken this season. Oftentimes it feels as though teams pitch around him, as that first pitch to Testerman is up and in. Testerman has 12 hits and 66 at-bats this year. He started this year on the ultimate schneid, going 0 for his first 22. Scott goes to 1-1. One interesting thing that Connor does that you don't see much anymore coming, as there's a hit. They don't do physical signs, as there's a hit by pitch. Now 2 runners on. They'll give numbers. And you'll notice the players will wear armbands. As the shortstop Testerman shaking off, but you'll notice each of them have armbands on. They all have different numeric codes on them, and that will relate to what they need to do. It's all yelled out by number. Oftentimes you used to see that with pitchers, not anymore. Testerman still shaken up by that. Literally a back foot breaking ball. Nobody out here in this first inning. There's 2 runners on. It's Bushman on second, Testerman. Here's the 1-0 from Lahner. Fouled straight back. For Bronco this year, he is 3rd on the Cougars team in hits, 5 behind the leader Bagby. 2 triples, a long ball. This is a Connor team that actually ranks top 5 in the state in the long ball. They have 15 home runs this year. And that's even 15 more than the Highlands Bluebirds. Both runners go. Anderson throws down to third. Bagby. Correction, that's Bushman who got in safe along with Testerman. The double steal works as Bushman in safely, and so is Testerman, now both in scoring position. And Highlands now in risk of facing something they have yet to have this year against the Cougars, and that is a deficit, and foul ball is the call. That looks very close. And now the count goes 2-2. Lahner here working for a strikeout. Friday, our next game here at Highland Park will be a Senior Day matchup versus Dixie Heights. The 2-2. In for called strike 3. For the 17th time this season, Brunkel is sat down on strikes. And now it's J.J. Bagby, the designated hitter. Comes up, 2 runners on. Bagby leads the team in hits. And he also leads in RBIs with potentially 2 out there for him. He hasn't walked much.
How are you doing?
As that one hit hard right to Fortin. He now looks the runner at third, and Testerman, who went, will be tagged out, and a blunder on the base paths for the Connor Cougars. That'll be a 6 unassisted fielder's choice in the book. Now it's Logan Webster with a much harder task to try to get the runner in now with 2 outs. The Cougars had 2 on, both in scoring position with nobody out. You got to question, I think, more than anything, why Testerman immediately broke to third base. Right in front of him. Lahner comes set, the 1-0. Bagby gets his lead off of first base as that one's hit hard. Right to Fortin. Diving stop. Steps. Throws. Out. What a play. Fortin had defensive success yesterday, and he continues to be a wall in the 6th hole of the infield. What a play by Adam Fortin, and the Birds will come to bat, leaving 2 stranded. We'll see you in the bottom half of the first when Highlands will take over on offense. It's Nolan Schwabach leading things off. As we kick this ball game off in the Highlands side of the offense. In the first inning, the Birds got out of a jam with a phenomenal defensive play by Adam Fortin. The Cougars would have no runs on no hits, no errors in the inning, and would leave 2 on base. Now it's Nolan Schwabach, who had 2 hits later in yesterday's game. Struggled in the first half as he hits a chopper over to the third base Abasala. Reps one across the diamond, and it's a 5-3 put away. Now it's number 11, Brooks Hendricks. Hendricks steps in after going 1 for 4 yesterday. Hits the first pitch he sees to the right side. It's Wagner. And quickly 2 away for the Highlands offense. And that'll bring up Adam Fortin. Fortin played shortstop yesterday, had another great outing there, but had a single and would steal 2 bases. Here with 2 away. The pitch chopped on the left side, but foul and out of play. Fortin, third on the team in hits, batting .388. 7 for 7 on stolen bases. The 0-1, and fouled back, and now quickly Fortin falls into an 0-2. The Highlands batters today have been aggressive, and the first 2 batters have swung at the first pitches both. Schwabach fouled the first one off, then hit it a second pitch, but Hendricks went out on the first pitch as well. The 0-2. Hit hard on the left side. Bushman, he's been the ace of this Connor rotation. Him and Bagby have been the 2 that have he's also been the part of the heart of the offense. These Bagby and Bushman have really been the 2 keeping this Connor offense and pitching staff together. Bushman's done a great job at not allowing walks this season. The 0-2. Hit fairly well into center field. Webster ranging back at the track, and he makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for the Highlands offense as we'll head into the top half of 2. The Birds go quickly, and we'll see the Cougars come to bat. Wagner, Gill, Abasala due up at the plate. First pitch that Grayson Wagner sees is fouled away. Count is 0-1 here for Wagner. The Cougars had a chance last inning, but left 2 on. And a base running blunder by Testerman. The 1-1 here from Lahner. Good secondary pitch here as it was in for a called strike by home plate umpire Tony Thornsberg. The pitch swung on and missed. The second strikeout of Lahner's day, and that'll bring up Brendan Gill, I apologize, the junior who's appeared in 12 games as a hitter, has 2 hits in those 12 games. The 1-0. Outside, and it's 2-0. Gill has drawn 2 walks, and he's only fallen victim to the strikeout 4 times. Hits one over to Fortin. Brings it up, throws it over. And he's been as automatic as you can get from the shortstop position defensively over the last 24 hours. Now it's Riley Abasala. He's coming up to the plate. Fouls the first one he sees away, and it's 0-1. Last time these two teams met was at the Florence Yalls ballpark, Thomas More Stadium, where it was on the mound for Highlands. It was Adam Fortin who did a great job. As there's the first base hit surrendered by Lahner. Fortin would have gotten 12 strikeouts on this Cougar lineup. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter in today's lineup, Cooper Kelly. Kelly did not play the last time these two clubs met. Kelly has 7 hits this season, including a double. He's walked 8 times and is 5 of 6 on stolen bases, though he has fallen victim to the strikeout a large amount of times. Next one upstairs, and it's 2-0. The 2-0. Swung on and missed, and now Lahner is in a 2-1 count. From the belt, Kelly awaits the 2-1. Downstairs, and now it's 3-1. With 2 away, Abasala gets his lead off of first base. Three balls, 1 strike. Lahner kicks and deals, and it is inside. And ball 4. Back-to-back base runners here for the Connor Cougars, and now it'll switch over to the top of their lineup for Brady Bushman. That is something the Bluebirds struggled with in recent games. First pitch is away, and it's a 1-0 count here at the top. Brady Bushman, who's the leadoff batter. He walked and would later steal a base to get on to third. The 1-0. Hit well into left center field. Ranging on it is Schwalbach. He dives, can't make the play. Him and Hendricks were both going at the same angle. Bushman will drive in two. Both of them were driving in at the same angle and almost hit each other. And Bushman jogged into second base, potentially could have had three, but for the first time this season, the Cougars have a lead over the Highlands Bluebirds. Now it's Case Testerman. He was hit on a literal back foot changeup his last time up. As that one gets out in front of Anderson. One ball, no strikes. That one hit high in the air. Anderson looking back for it, but it is out of play. Testerman this season has driven in 9. Here in the 1-2 count, Bushman gets his lead off of second base. He's got the speed. His single scores him. He is 27 of 28 on stolen bases. And now he goes. Throw down is up and away. And now, following the E2, Bushman gets a stolen base and then advanced on the error. Now the Birds have given up 3 runs this inning. Downstairs, and now the count goes full. The payoff. Inside, ball 4. Strikes, that's the name of the game for 9th Region Baseball. And now the 4th free pass issued by Noah Lahner in the early going of this one. With 2 away, the first pitch is chopped on the left side by Max Brunkel. He went down looking his first time up. No balls, 1 strike. With 2 away, Testerman leads off. Now the ball in the dirt. Brunkel digs back in. The 1-1. Hit well into left field. It'll get down, a base hit. Rounding second base is Testerman, but he'll put the brakes on. And the Cougars and now coming in as a courtesy runner for the Cougars, it will be number 17, Everett Hall. Now it's J.J. Bagby, who's been one of the better hitters for this Cougars team. He's got the team lead in hits, the team lead in runs batted in. He's team lead in home runs. He's their most dangerous hitter as he powers one away. It's 0-1 if the Bluebirds want to get out of this. 3 runs scored in this inning. Abasala scored after a single. Kelly scored after a base on balls. And Bushman scored following a walk. But it's been the free passes that have killed the Bluebirds here in the early going. The 0-1. Fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes here. The pitch hit well into center field. That'll get down, and the Cougars will halt the runner at third. They might know the arm of Schwalbach in the throw we saw yesterday. And now, Coach Chris Hendricks will come out and talk to his troops. As Logan Webster due up. The bases are loaded. Lahner gives his pitch following the visit from Coach Chris Hendricks. Action in the Highlands bullpen now as Patrick Davidson begins to warm. That one hit into the outfield. Well, Hendricks ranging back on it, and he can't make the catch. It'll be a stand-up double for number 2, Logan Webster, and the Cougars have batted around. Highlands now facing a 5-0 deficit. All 5 have been scored in this inning as Testerman came around to score, Bronco came around to score, and J.J. Bagby finds himself at third base. This feels very similar to the outing against the Ryle Raiders, where it was just slow, continuous hits as Danny Hurley fields it, throws to first, and they get out of it. Wagner's the final out in the 5-3 put away. The Birds dig themselves a bit of a hole in the second. When we return, Highlands will come to bat, looking to go into this 5-0 advantage that the Cougars have. Ian Carter goes swinging at the first pitch and grounds it immediately to the shortstop Testerman, who gets him on the 6-3 put away, and maybe more concerning, Carter now limping off the field. Now it's number 7, Kai Anderson. Anderson, his first at bat of the ballgame, had a phenomenal day of offense yesterday, and lines one into the outfield, and good hit baseball, but it's a cruel game sometimes, as now it's Jake Robinson. It was Elliot Bucher who caught the line out. Now it's Jake Robinson. Yesterday was the starter, didn't have an at-bat. Played well in that game. As he swings and gives a wave and a miss at a pitch down low. Next pitch to Robinson. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. When you look at what Robinson did yesterday, the battery was phenomenal between him and Anderson. Anderson with the offense and the phenomenal plays behind the plate, nearly getting a couple snap throw down outs. I think you look at that in the region. As Robinson watches strike 3 go by. The Birds go down in order and remain hitless to start this ball game. They face a 5-run deficit and will go into the top half of the third. And after just 2 innings of work, we have a new pitcher. It's Patrick Davidson, who will take over duties on the mound for the Highlands Bluebirds. Pitch is lined into right field, and that's a base hit for Brandon Gill. Gill gets his first base hit of the ball game, and now it's Riley Abasala, who already does have a base hit. The third baseman today would single and later score last inning. He was the first one to score, and with 2 outs, he was also the first base hit for the Connor Cougars. That began the rally. No balls and a strike here to Riley Abasala. He squares to bunt, now pulls back. Pitch goes behind Anderson. Runner takes second with ease. Anderson still doesn't have the baseball, as Gill rounded second, but will halt following the passed ball. One ball, one strike. The pitch from Davidson. Chopped over on the right side. It's Bolden who flicks it over to Carner. The runner advances to third base, as Gill will be 90 feet away. Now it's Cooper Kelly. This will be his second at-bat of the ball game. Last inning he walked and would be the second person to score. First pitch he sees is up and in. The 1-0 is called a strike, and it goes to 1-1. Pitch is inside, and it goes to 2-1. It's pretty simple for 9th Region Baseball. You got to throw strikes, and something that the Bluebirds have not done well today, and that would be part of the reason that their deficit is what it is. Downstairs, and it's 3-1. The 3-1 is checked over to second base. Bolden looks the runner into home, but he does get the out at first base. Back-to-back 4-3 putaways, and now we go back to the top of the lineup in the same issue we saw last inning, not getting out of the bottom half of the order. And Brady Bushman, he doubled and scored in the second. You got to take care of the bottom half of the order, and Bushman drops a bunt down the left side. There will be one more game played in the season series between these two. It'll be next Thursday at Connor. The 0-1 is chopped on the left side. Fortin with the backhand and the throw. And a great scoop by Ian Carner. Great play. Carner receiving the great throw and defensive stop by Fortin, continuing his great streak of defensive outs. And now Highlands will come to bat. And they're going to need some energy from their offense. They're down 6-0. It's Finn Bolton leading off the top half of the third. The Bluebirds are hitless and have gone down in order twice. I watches the first ball, the at-bat go by. It's a 1-1 count. One ball, one strike. Bolton watches the next ball go by. Two and one here to Bolton. Did not get the start yesterday. Clearly today, back in the lineup as he waves and misses at the 2-1 offering. Bolton this season has been a hitter in 17 games. 17 of the 25 reported. Count runs full on him. He's only taken 4 walks this season. The payoff. Fouled straight back. We'll do the full count offering one more time. Bolton waits on it. Chops it foul again. Staying alive and active here in his 27th at-bat of the season. He's recorded 6 hits in that time. Driven in 4. And he draws a walk. The Birds' first base runner. That'll bring up Danny Hurley. Hurley digs in after getting an at-bat in the game against Ryle. He drew a 7-pitch at-bat that ended in a walk. He watches the first pitch strike go by. Bushman comes set. Now attempts a pickoff, but Bolton dives back in. Hurley watches the first ball, the at-bat go by. Hurley has 4 hits in his 9 at-bats this season. Watches one go by, and a snap throw down to first is unsuccessful. That one skied high in the air. Calling it forward is Testerman, who makes the catch. The ruling in the book will go F out 4. Or correction, that's to the 6th spot. And now it's Max Gabbard. This will be Gabbard's first at-bat of the ball game. This will be the 9th hitter, so after this we'll see Schwalbach finally get a look at the top of the lineup for the first time since the first. Runner goes, Bolton dives in, and the delayed steal works again. That was a big part of Highlands' run yesterday. Gabbard awaits the 1-0 offering, and he takes it for ball 2. Bushman comes set. The 2-0. Up and in, called a strike, and it's 2-1. Leading off a second base is Bolden, following his walk and stolen base. The Birds can get some runners moving. I'd expect to see the delayed steal working again, given how well it worked yesterday and how much it was a key part of their success in winning the mental game against the Beechwood Tigers. The 3-1. Swung on and missed, and now it's full. Count runs full here on Max Gabbard. The payoff. Fouled away, and we'll do it again. An updated look at your RPI standings. Following yesterday, nothing changes, as Ryle will still maintain a lead over Highlands, and Kevin Catholic up over Beechwood. And then it really falls off after that. Strike 3 called. Gabbard can't believe it. Thornsburg, not a fan of the response from that'll bring up Nolan Schwalbach following the backwards K on Gabbard. Schwalbach watches the first one go by. Grounded out to the third baseman, Abasala, his first time up. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. And now the count will go to 1-1. The 1-1 here from Bushman. Fouled straight back. It'll go to a 1-2 count. Bushman in control. The 1-2. Hit well into left center field. That'll get down, and Bolden gets the wave home. Issues with the ball in left, still not in. Schwalbach probably could have taken second base, but he'll keep his single, and that will get the Bluebirds' first runner of the ball game in, bringing up Brooks Hendricks. Hendricks digs in after grounding out sharply to the second baseman, Wagner, his first. And now the ball gets by on the attempted pickoff, and Schwalbach will now round second and halt and remain at second base. Now, Schwalbach will score on a base hit. With 2 away, Bushman comes set. Now kicks and fires. The 1-0. His drilled into right field, right at the right fielder, Bucher. And Elliot Bucher makes the catch and ends the inning. The Birds get one, but they leave one stranded. And when we return, it's Testerman, Brunkle, and Bagby coming up to the plate for Connor. Ball in the dirt as we return now to a 1-1 count. Now the count goes to 1-2. Hit well into left center field, and Chase Testerman is on the board with his first base hit of the ball game. He is now 1 for 1 following the hit by pitch and walk. Now it's number 42, Max Brunkle. Brunkle had a single and went down looking earlier in today's ball game. First pitch is away, and it'll be called a ball. The 1-0 is hit high in the air to left field. Hendricks ranging back on it, now going further back. That ball was driven, but just a long out for Brunkle. And that'll bring up J.J. Bagby. With one away, it'll be J.J. Bagby, who's gone down looking and singled. Pickoff attempt as Testerman back in safely. That one hit hard. Shortstop Fortin flips to second baseman Bolton, but that was the only play he had, and a fielder's choice will get Bagby to first base. Now it's the center fielder, number 2, Logan Webster. Webster doubled back in the second. He was left stranded. That one skied in a right field. Davidson comes set for the 0-1. The 1-1 here coming from Davidson. Skied, foul. Count goes to 1-2. Davidson, the junior, he's been in 7 games as a pitcher, started one of them. 13 innings, given up 13 hits. 10 runs surrendered, but only 4 of them were earned. He's fanned 20 on strikes and has a 2.1 ERA. He's gotten significantly better as the season has gone on. That was a top relieving option for the Highlands Bluebirds, as that one's barely fouled away. At the plate is Webster. Pitch is hit to Fortin, flips to Bolden, and Bolden fumbles it and can't get the ball over to first base. It will be a fielder's choice that goes 6-4. Could maybe argue there was an error on the 4 spot, but we won't give it to him.
Now batting for the Cougars, the second baseman, number 7.
That'll move Chase Testament up to third base as Grayson Wagner will dig in. Wagner is 0 for 2 and had the unfortunate distinction of making 2 outs in the same inning back in the second. He goes swinging at the first pitch, gets it to Danny Hurley, who fires it across the diamond, but Carter off the bag will get the tag on to Wagner, and the putout goes 5-3. And we'll head to the bottom half of the 4th. Highlands will come to bat facing a 5-run deficit here in the bottom half of 4. The first pitch is a strike here to Adam Fortin, who digs in for his second at-bat. A plethora of defensive changes. Everett Hall on the mound now. He was in as a runner earlier in this ball game and exited and now re-enters as a pitcher as the count goes to 2-1. Logan Webster moves to left field, and Brady Bushman, the original starter for today's game, goes to center. Fortin way out in front of a changeup, and the count goes to 2-2. It appears as though Kelly is out and on the bench. And another bad swing from Fortin. The catcher, Bronco, will throw it down, and Fortin gets out on strikes. Now it's Ian Carner.
Now batting for the Birds, the first baseman, number 23, Ian Carner.
He goes swinging at the first pitch and chops it over to Wagner, who tosses it over to Gill. 4-3 goes the put away. And now it's Kai Anderson.
Wagner to Gill for out number 2. Now batting for the Birds, the catcher, number 7, Kai Anderson.
Anderson has debatably been the Bluebirds' best player over the last 24 hours, given his work behind the plate and his 3-for-4 performance yesterday. He had a hard hit ball in the second. It was caught in right field by Bucher. He's made 2 putaways today. Hall this season has gone 21 2/3 innings of work. He's given up 22 hits, 5 earned runs, has walked 6, fanned 22 on strikeouts. He's been probably the most underrated piece of this Connor Cougars team when you look at it. Bagby and Bushman. As Anderson chops it over to the shortstop Testerman, who fires it over. And a quick 1-2-3 inning. And for the third time in this ball game, the Bluebirds go down in order. We now head to the Connor half of the 5th. They're rolling over our Bluebirds. It's Brendan Gill, I apologize, who will come up and swing at the first pitch. Hits it right into right field for Max Gabbard, who makes the catch.
Gabbard takes care of the Gill fly ball for out number 1.
Fly goes to the 9 spot here as Riley Abasala.
Cougars, the third baseman, number 10, Riley Abasala.
Abasala kind of led the charge a few innings ago and was a huge part of that Cougar second inning that propelled them to a 5-0 lead over the Birds. The Birds still face a 5-run deficit, though, as it is 6-1. Abasala struggled the first time these two teams met, going over. Though since has had the Bluebirds' number. These teams will meet one more time next Thursday at Connor to end the 4-game season series. The count goes to 2-2 following the called strike. With one away, the pitch is fouled off on the left side. Line drive into the crowd. Bark in the Park afternoon here at Highland Park. The 2-2. Hit sharply foul again. He's early. He's early on 2 breaking balls. Could you see Davidson going back to the well a 3rd time? It's a fastball that's popped straight into the air. Bolden makes the catch, and the first 2 retired as Cooper Kelly will come to the plate.
At the plate for the Cougars, the pitcher, number 17, Everett Hall.
Davidson's done a solid job coming in relief today, really limiting the damage. It's been the Highlands offense that's been the quiet part, following their the 1-0. Crushed into left center field, and that's a base hit. Schwalbach fields it, and Cooper Kelly will get on. In another instance here, Highlands pitching not able to retire the bottom 3 in order, and the Bluebirds want to have to face the top half of the Cougar lineup once again with Brady Bushman. He's 1 for 2 today.
Number 0, Brady Bushman.
Walked in the first with a stolen base. He's got 2 stolen bases today. He was out in the 3rd by a sharp ground ball to the shortstop. Ball goes in front of the glove of Anderson. The 1-0 from Davidson. Outside, and the count goes to 2-0. Called ball, and it's 3-0. And an auto take from Bushman as he stood in the box with the bat on his shoulders. The count goes to 3-1. With a vet behind the plate like Tony Thornsberg, in a situation like that, if you stand there and don't even attempt at it, he's probably going to call you for a strike, no matter where it would be. 3-1 in for a called strike, and now Davidson with a chance to get out of it here, working himself full. We talked about it yesterday, but Highlands pitching does a great job of getting out of holes. Unfortunately, they put themselves in them as well. Swing and a miss. And the 3rd down, they were going for 4 outs, and a mental mistake by Kai Anderson. He struck out the batter, and Anderson throws it down because the base wasn't occupied at the moment. The ball was in the mitt. I believe, Thornsburg calls him safe. That because the base was not currently being occupied, he was in the act of stealing. Getting second base is Cooper Kelly on a stolen base. And Bushman gets on first via the strikeout in the E2. Drake Brittingham will enter the game for Cougar in an scoring oddity. The Birds were trying for 4 outs, I guess, as the first pitch by Davidson is in for a called strike. He was the starter, Brittingham was, the first time these two teams met. As he chops one over to the second baseman, Bolton, who flips it to Carner. The Birds get out of it and strand 2. Highlands will come to bat with another deficit of 5 runs here in the bottom half of 5 for Bluebirds baseball. It's Jake Robinson taking the first pitch of the at-bat. That's a called ball by home plate umpire Tony Thornsburg. Now in the 1-0. On the mound is still Everett Hall. Pitch is a called strike. Robinson doesn't agree with it, but it's 2-1. Robinson went down looking in the second, and that's the only at-bat he's had in this one. As he swings and misses, the count goes to 2-2. Fouled away, and it's 2-2. The 2-2. Swung on and missed on a pitch in the dirt. And back-to-back strikeouts for Robinson.
Everett Hall retires Robinson on strikes for the first out of the inning. At the plate for the Birds, the second baseman, number 5.
Now it's number 5, Finn Bolden.
Bolden walked, scored, and stole.
Bolden is one of only 2 base runners today for the Highlands Bluebirds. That one chopped on the right side. The backhand is Gill, and he'll toss over to the covering pitcher, Hall. And that'll bring up Danny Hurley. Put away goes 3-1. Danny Hurley flew out to the shortstop his first time up. He just got a little under it and waves and misses at the fastball. That one swung on and missed, and now it's 0-2. Hurley behind the fastball, and he'll get another healthy dose of them. I'd be shocked in this at-bat as the ball goes into the outfield if Danny Hurley sees anything but a fastball. Everett Hall has been so on with that heater today, and seeing those first two swings, I think Hurley could explode on a breaking ball here. He fouls a fastball off, and he is getting contact, at least now in the latter half of the at-bat, making the secondary pitches more open. However, I would still expect a healthy dose of fastballs. That fastball ripped on the right side, and it's in play. Base hit single for Danny Hurley. Now it's Max Gabbard.
At the plate for Highlands, the right fielder, number 1, Max Gabbard.
Gabbard went down looking, unhappy with the called strike 3 his last time up, as Hurley now takes his place at first base, only the second Bluebird with a base hit today. Gabbard rips one into center field, and the Bluebirds have back-to-back base hits for the first time in this ballgame. And both of those base hits with 2 outs is their life in this Highlands offense, now with the big dogs of the lineup coming to the plate. Schwalbach, a .400 batter coming into today's ballgame. 2 on to make this an interesting game. Watches the first one go by. If he can just get on and get Brooks Hendricks to the plate, it becomes a ball game again. Chops one to the left side. Picked. Great play by Abasala. And the 5 unassisted fielder's choice ends the Bluebirds' side of the 5th. The Birds strand 2, and it's been all Cougars all day at Highland Park. Connor's up 6-1. Davidson, his first pitch is in the dirt, and we're back on the FT Film and Broadcast YouTube page as the first one lined in the left field, but foul. Bronco has been early on every pitch the Bluebirds have thrown him. Bronco today has a base hit back in the second. Now a stoppage. The 2-1 is drilled into right center field. Schwalbach giving chase, extending the glove, but he won't get there. He's got a big arm. He now throws it, and wisely, Bronco will get back to first base after a great throw by Nolan Schwalbach. If there's one thing we've seen from Schwalbach in the outfield, he has been able to gun it. We saw it yesterday stopping the third baseman. Into courtesy run is number 1, Cooper Kelly, so we're going to guess he's exited the lineup card. It appears to be number 12. Will Higgins will now bat for J.J. Bagby. Higgins is the leader in batting average of this Connor Ball Club, batting .390. He's got 16 base hits, has driven in 12. The 1-1 here now from Davidson as he gets back on the rubber. Leading off at first base is number 1, Cooper Kelly, the courtesy runner. Higgins squares to bunt. Right back to Davidson. Looks at second, but will decide to get the out. Call it a 1-3 put away on the fielder's choice. 1-3 goes the put away. And that'll bring up the center fielder number. Now he's playing left field. He started in center field. Now it's Logan Webster. Webster's been on twice. He's 1 for 3. And now there's a meeting between two of the Connor coaches. And they courtesy ran somebody in the lineup. That struck my eye, but I wasn't sure what the ruling officially was on that. Because of course a lot of my knowledge of the rules come from Major League and college ball, but that's not a rule on those areas. So Kelly will remain at second base following the meeting. Now he is coming off the field. As discussion continues. Now there's a new runner at second base. So Bronco will be back out on second base where he could have been all along. Now there is no courtesy runner, and Bronco will be the one running at second base, following the bunt by Higgins. Another ruling oddity in this ballgame. That one hit down the left side. Hurley will run the runner back to second, and another off throw by Hurley. But going out of the baseline is Webster. So it'll be a 5-3 put away as the runner will be called out, though he was technically out on the base path rule, not the put away, but it'll be Grayson Wagner wearing number 7. He's 0 for 3 today. Struck out in the second, then grounded to the third base for 2 outs following that. First pitch was a ball. It's now 1-0. Wagner will check his swing. An awfully large secondary lead. And now it's Grayson Wagner following the double. Now it's Brendan Gill. With 2 away, the Birds now have a 6-run deficit. This, simply put, has not been Highlands' day. The 1-1. Down in the dirt, past Anderson. And the wild pitch will cause Wagner to go to third. Probably a pitch that Anderson could have gotten to, but anything in the dirt may just as well be called a wild pitch. Runner on third here with 2 away. Following the single, the Birds got 2 in a row, but that double was the thorn that was able to get the run across. That one hit high in the air into the shelter crew in left field. Next one is hit high in the air on the right side. Carner calls for it, and Carner makes the catch. We'll go to the bottom half of 6. The Bluebirds will come around to hit again, down 6. Down in the dirt, and the first pitch is 1-0. A ball to Brooks Hendricks, who in rare form is hitless today. Hendricks hits one hard to the shortstop, but he is safe. Hendricks gets his first base hit of the ball game. And now Highlands has a base runner to lead off an inning. That's the first time that's happened since the third when there was a base on balls by Bolden. This is the first hit to lead off an inning of the game. That one popped straight into the air. Now Hendricks has to run back quickly. He does just make it back. They may have had a chance for two had he dropped that ball from the shortstop position. But regardless, it's a fly out to the 6th spot. Now it's Ian Carner playing first base today. He's hitless. Pickoff attempt, no good. Downstairs, and now it's 1-0. Of course, I'm very excited to announce that on May 22nd, hope you can join us for the Barleycorns night at Barleycorns Cold Spring for the Highlands Bluebirds. We'll hear the Highlands baseball and softball team speak, along with head coaches and 3 or 4 players on the season, their goals for region, as the softball team looks to win another region title. The 1-1 is hit hard right up the middle, and a diving stop can't be made by the second baseman Wagner. Now the throw to third nearly gets Hendricks, but good base running by Carner. We'll get to second base, and it's a single and advance. And now it's Kai Anderson with a couple on, and a chance to get his RBI numbers up. Anderson this season's driven in 18 with 2 more out there that both score on a single to the outfield. Pitch is fouled away. Anderson's been solid following his game yesterday. Hit one hard in the 2nd inning as he watches one go by. For a sophomore, I don't think you could have asked much more out of Kai Anderson for this season. He's been great. I think even more impressive is his bat speed. He gets around to it quick. There's a snap throw down that's very close, but Greg Whelan will call Hendricks safe. Nearly caught Hendricks napping over there at third. Great throw down by the catcher, Max Brunkel. The 2-1 inside, and now the Highlands dugout has some life. Three balls, 1 strike here from Hall to Anderson. Hall fires one that's fouled away. Anderson will dig in for another one here as it's a full count. Nothing to give here. Full count. Base is open at first. The payoff inside, and Anderson works a walk.
All issues with base on balls to Anderson, and the bases are full.
Now it'll bring up Jake Robinson. Sam Rushman will be the courtesy runner.
Sam Rushman out of the dugout and on to first base. At the plate for Highlands, the designated hitter, number 4, Jake Robinson.
Robinson has fallen victim to the strikeout twice. He swings and misses at the first pitch he sees at the letters. The 0-1. Right there for a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. The worst thing that he could do was ground one out. And it's chopped over to second base. Not going to have a chance at 2. So there is an RBI for Jake Robinson.
Robinson credited with the RBI. They put out 1-4-3.
It'll be a 4-3 RBI ground out for Jake Robinson.
Wagner made the play.
Anderson's courtesy runner Rushman goes to second. Ian Carner is at third, and now it's number 5, Finn Bolden, who's getting the start at second base today. Game becomes more manageable at 5 here. As that one hit on the left side. Diving stop. Runner comes home to score. Testerman was able to get it, but it's an infield single for Bolden, and all of a sudden, this Highlands team has some life. It's now a 4-run game. Now it's Danny Hurley. Hits one hard to the second baseman, Wagner, who throws it over to first. The Birds get 2 and make it a 4-run game. Connor will bat one more time. They have a 4-run lead. Defensive change here for Highlands. That'll be Sully Wiswell taking the mound. This is the first appearance for Wiswell coming out of the bullpen or getting any kind of action on the mound this season. First pitch is in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Next one in for a called strike, and it's 0-2. He's battled some injuries with his right arm over the last year, which has prohibited him from getting any action on the mound early in this one. However, and I'll say this as that one is hit into right field, and the catch is made in foul territory by the right fielder. That would be Max Gabbard.
Gabbard makes the play for the Birds for the first out of the inning. Now batting for the Cougars, the pitcher.
Now it's Brady Bushman. Or correction, now at the plate it's Everett Hall. Apologize, I was off by one there. Pitch is hit hard on the left side, but in foul ground. Wiswell could be an asset to the Birds down the stretch. And I'll say this knowing what we've seen today. If you can throw strikes for this Highlands team, I think we've seen great things. It comes down to the walks. As that one's fouled away. I mean, you look at the back at the second inning. It was a base hit, then it was a walk that brought the start of the lineup and that top half of the dangerous Connor lineup to the plate. If you get rid of that, turn that walk into an out or a strikeout, you then don't have to face the top of the order, which then went double walk, single, single, double. That one drilled into left field, and Hendricks will grab it and throw it in to the cutoff man, Fortin. And Everett Hall sits in at second base.
At the plate for the Cougars, the center fielder.
Now it's number 0, Brady Bushman, with a runner in scoring position. He's already driven in a couple today. Call it 21 driven in on the season. As the count is 0-1. That's downstairs in front of Anderson. Wiswell's 1-1. Close, but caught a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike here from Sully Wiswell to Brady Bushman, the starter for today's game. That is in line for the win. Close again. Caught a ball, and it's 2-1. The 3-1. Close, very close.
Base on balls issued to Bushman.
And now there's a lineup change. It's number 6, Logan Hall. He replaces Drake Brittingham, who hit in the last at-bat. Swings and misses at the first pitch here with 1 away. Double play opportunity for the Bluebirds defensively. The 0-1 from Wiswell. Popped straight up into the air. Anderson looks for it, but it's out of play. The 0-2 as Wiswell comes set. In there for called strike 3.
Wiswell retires Hall on strikes for the second out of the inning.
Logan Hall goes down looking.
Now batting for the Cougars, the catcher, number 42, Max Bronco, second base.
Now it's Max Bronco at the plate, who's been today's full game catcher. That one hit up the middle, and Fortin will flip it to Bolton, and the Birds are out of the inning.
Put out goes 6-4.
Fielder's choice is a 6-4 put away.
That'll put it into the top end.
That'll put an end to the top half of the 7th, and Highlands will have one more chance to try to take the win here at Highland Park. We got a new pitcher here for the Connor Cougars. It's number 7, Grayson Wagner, who gives a first pitch strike here to the right fielder, Max Gabbard. Next one's a called ball. The 1-2 here from Wagner. In for called strike 3. And Gabbard goes down looking for the second time today.
Gabbard on strikes for the first out of the inning.
Now it's Nolan Schwalbach.
Now batting for the Birds, the center fielder, number 3, Nolan Schwabach.
This season for Wagner, and 11 1/3. He has not started. He's given up 9 earned runs, 18 total runs. Not a big strikeout guy. That's only his 7th of the season. He has walked 10 as the count now goes to 2-0. Schwalbach today has one hit that came in the third inning. The 2-0. Downstairs, and the count goes to 3-0. You might see Schwalbach explode on one here. Given the situation, nothing to lose in this ballgame. Now there's a base runner on after Schwalbach takes the free pass. Now it's the left fielder, number 11, Brooks Hendricks. Hendricks has one hit today. That's only the third walk that a Bluebird has taken today, and I think that's been part of their problem. I think they've been a little too aggressive at the plate, swinging far too early. Inside, and that'll get Hendricks. Back-to-back free passes. Now it's the shortstop, Adam Fortin. Fortin is hitless today. Meaning he's 1 for his last 7 at the plate. First pitch he sees is in for a called strike. Count is 0-1 here with 1 away in the bottom half of the last inning. Next pitch is in for a called strike. It was a breaking ball that had Fortin questioning as he had seen the fastball tunnel in nicely the pitch before. Now the 0-2. Wagner. Foul ball. Webster, Bushman, Bucher, still your outfield alignment for the Connor Cougars. That one, oh, he loses the bat. Oh, no. Looked like that may have come close to hitting Tony Thornsberg. Count is 0-2 here with 1 away. Double play is in order. And it's popped straight up into the air into left field. It's high, it's deep, but Webster is there to make the catch. Now it's Ian Carter, and it's the Bluebirds' last hope with 2 outs. Carter watches the first pitch ball go by. That'll make the count 1-0. Team gets an off day tomorrow before coming back home for senior day on Friday. Pitch is in for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Senior day festivities on Friday will take place starting at 4 o'clock. The 1-1 is chopped foul. One ball, 2 strikes with 2 away in the bottom half of 7. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch drilled into right center field, and it's going to get down, possibly score 2. Schwabach around to score, and Hendricks gets the stop sign at third, and a long single for Ian Carner.
RBI single for Carner in his second of the day. Runners on the corners.
Hendricks at third.
To the plate.
Now it's Kai Anderson,
Now batting for the Birds.
who is hitless today.
Kai Anderson.
Anderson drew a walk last inning. Pickoff attempt over to Carner is not successful. No balls, no strikes here with 2 away. That one chopped to the infield shortstop. And he makes the play 6-3 as Testerman
6-3.
will end the ball game.
Into the ball game.
Highlands loses 7-4 to the Connor Cougars.
Highlands 4. Birds.
We'll catch you back here Friday after the Birds lose an ugly one to the Connor Cougars. We'll see you on Friday for Senior Day. Until then, I've been Brandon Bucher. This has been Highlands Baseball on the FT Film and Broadcast YouTube page. And I'll catch you right back here on Friday for Highlands Baseball. The Birds lose 7-4 against the Connor Cougars.